Be me. Work and trades. Sent to a northern Canadian native reserve. Half-wolf coyote dogs running around everywhere attacking people, biting truck tires, etc. Burned cars and houses all over the place. Kids like 10 years old driving around in trucks drunk as fuck. Just generally complete lawlessness. Tasked with building a school out here. Living in a shitty mobile trailer work camp. No cell service, 2 TV channels, 500 kb per second internet. Food's pretty good though, and unlimited free, the only saving grace. Want to buy the dip that's happening currently? Can't because my bank keeps asking me for SMS too far, and I don't get cell service out here. Just fucking kill me. I've been to jail and this is actually worse, the only saving grace is I'm being paid quite well, but even then the days still somehow feel longer. Wake up at unnatural hour from an alarm. Sit in traffic for an hour commuting to your shit job. Emails already flowing in. Stretch 3 hours of work into 9 to 10 mind-numbing hours sitting in front of a screen responding to bullshit emails, occasionally broken up by monotonous meetings with coworkers you have to pretend to like, and taking orders from bosses. Sit in traffic for an hour commuting home. Emails still flowing in. Once home, spend an hour trying to unwind to get mind out of work mode. Feeling dead, but muster up the energy to make dinner. Spend another 45 minutes responding to emails you don't want to have to deal with tomorrow. Read or watch shitty YouTube videos for 45 minutes. Go to bed, sleep like shit because stress. Repeat next day. What's the point of this poll? Be me. Go to school and work full-time. Take psychology as major because behaviorist. Realize after graduation that psychology is shit and won't land anything good in the job market. Work only with women as social worker. Fuck my life. After 5 years decide not to give a shit anymore. Figure out a way to do work fast and ahead of schedule. Finish week's worth of work on Monday. Don't go in the rest of week because don't need to. Get paid for full 80 hours when only worked 16 hours. Boss praises my good work output and ethic. Boss gives me $2 raise. MFW living the American dream. If this is the right board for this but fuck it. Be me. 24. Can't find work cause COVID. Local Starbucks finally gets back to me after applying 3 months ago. Apply and get the job. Finish training and all that shit. First couple weeks go fine. Put on bar for first time. Only taking mobile orders so it's slow. Taking my time remembering recipes. Need 3 blonde espresso shots. Machine starts revving and halts to a stop. Thick, black liquid comes pouring out, makes the little metal cup hot as fuck. Manager tells me to go home early. What the fuck just happened? I could have just bought BTC in 2017 and held, and I would be free now. I could have bought ETH 1 year ago when it was $80 and I would be free now. I could have bought FTM at 1 cent and I would be free now. Instead I'm stuck in this dehumanizing, humiliating, dead-end minimum wage job. Yesterday my manager calls us all for a meeting. He tells us it's to introduce us our new coworker. The coworker is a young fella with Down syndrome. Here companies have to hire a certain number of disadvantaged employees. He's a very nice guy, very kind because he literally has the mind of a child, but still a literal retard. This guy outranks me. This guy gets paid more than me. He's in the office all day fucking around and eating candies, while I have to deal with the customers, which assume I'm their slave spit bucket and constantly insult me for things I have no responsibility for. Meanwhile the retard watches cartoons on YouTube and gets paid more than me. He might even give me orders if he had the mental ability to understand it. This is not a joke. It's my life. In my 26.5 years of existence I have not created anything that the market deemed had enough value for me to earn substantial passive income from. Now I sell my time for an hourly wage far lower than what I value myself at. Worse yet, I report to people with IQs at least 20 points below mine. Is this hell? Work in a job where my company contracts with other companies. My job is calculating shit for one specific client. Very data-driven. Everything in my job pretty much boils down to following general rules and formulas to calculate shit. Sometimes we're missing some data and I need to request it from the company we contract with. The people I contract are basically all women in their HR department. Need to clarify something that happened in 2006. Basically, someone who no longer works there said to make an exception to a rule over an event in 2006. The same exact event was still going on into 2007, so I ask if we should treat that same event the same for the portion of it that happened into 2007. Have gone back and forth with this woman over 5 times now because she keeps thinking I'm asking about a new separate event that also occurred in 2007. I keep trying to reword it and explain more clearly without being rude. I'm missing like 3 deadlines over this. First time I asked the question, as though I was asking a rational adult, gradually dumbing it down and spelling things out to the point that now a chimp that knows sign language should know what I'm talking about. She emailed my manager and this HR lady was like their contact. She clearly is getting frustrated just thinking that I'm wasting her time, but she literally is not even reading what I'm asking her at this point and assumes she knows what I'm talking about. None of them understand that even though she's replied to me 5 times she has yet to address my original question. Literally none of them understand what I'm asking for. Anyone who gets a job based on soft skills like HR and management is literally a useless fucking retard. Used to work in hospitality, and I will confirm that if you get the hours right it is a comfy, chill job. Wake up at 3 a.m. Shower, have breakfast and not a single noise to disturb you. Go onto quiet street and get in car, cruisy unrushed drive to work. Pull up, make an espresso coffee to start your day at 4:30 a.m. Make warm dough while listening to talk back radio. Make nice smelling breads and baking goods until 1 p.m. No rush as it's not busy dinner time or anywhere near. Finish work with a tasty baking snack and another coffee, sitting outside the restaurant. Breathe out at the end of a long day while other Wagies are in the middle of their long, overcomplicated and micromanaged jobs. Might go get a haircut because I have the time. State parks maintenance worker. Literally a fucking janitor cleaning toilets and picking up trash. But other than that it's pretty cool. Do like 3 hours of actual work and get to dick around for the rest of the day. Cruise around driving truck listening to podcasts. Explore cool places that are closed off to the public. I like to go to a hidden redwood forest and it's pretty freaking nice. Work with some good friends. It's a part-time gig meaning you work 9 months and get 3 months off and you can collect unemployment. The job used to be a lot cooler, but we got a new supervisor who wants us to do actual work. Keck, my uncle was a neurosurgeon and he cracked because the work was stressful and now he's a truck driver. He's incredibly nice, but extremely sus and family thinks he might kill people on the road. He has a room in his house probably 9x9 feet that is refrigerated and reinforced by metal walls and is locked biometrically and with a long-ass passcode. You know what, who am I kidding? He's a fucking killer, I'm 99.99% sure of it. I run bagging machines in a chip factory for around $50K a year. There's chill days, but overall there's a lot of junk equipment that makes it not chill at all on most days. Lots of running around chasing fires. And I have a long commute for it that makes it just marginally worth it. I actually have a degree I did decently well in, but I hated college and fucked up certain career prospects. I really am focused on making it without a career as I have hated every decent paying job I've had. And some warehouse jobs are chill, but even more are harsh or agonizingly boring at best. Work as an order picker for a warehouse. Good physical laborious job that will keep you fit and active. Also you'll get to learn how to drive a forklift which can come in handy when looking for other jobs. The best ones are the ones where the bosses are cool, lots of friendly banter, and no overbearing boss being on your ass. Although those types of jobs are like finding an oasis in the middle of the desert. I'm killing a thread to ask if any of you guys struggle with being a wage cuck and still having time to work on your art. I work in sales for 9 hours from 8 to 5 for a company, and even though I work from home at the end of the day I'm just too tired to work on my goals, and it frustrates me to no end. Having to wait for the weekend to be able to work on my art, I do a subpar job since the weekend feels so short I usually end up rushing. I start the week feeling frustrated. How do you deal with this, guys? How do you just wage slave your whole life? I graduated from college with a business degree and worked at a call center for 3 days and got fired, then got a job as an assistant, then quit after 6 months. It was all a miserable hell. How do I do this my whole life? Be me. Heavy equipment operator. Work 90+ hours a week. Save 3/4 of my income. Work season passes, I take 4 months off. Still make double average the annual income in my country. I made more than the civil engineer designing what I was building on my last project. Take the Trataspill and on. Part of the training is often paid apprenticeship. Cheaper, faster education. Pay is often equal to or greater than your average degree will net you. Easily become self-employed. Learn useful practical life skills. I mostly run excavator and civil oil and gas construction. But I'm competent on dozer, skid steer, zoom boom and really anything with tracks, wheels and hydraulics. I've had some massive fuck-ups lol. Few years ago I broke a 10-inch high-pressure water main and caused major property damage and zero damage to a wetland. Was only partially my fault, the drawings and staking was wrong, but I ignored some obvious warning signs. Early in my career I wasn't thorough enough in reading some stakes and drawings and dug some ditch wrong. Pipe didn't fit and 2 cranes plus whole crew sat and waited while we redug the ditch. Shit happens. I didn't get fired for either of them. Both costed over $100K. The training was good for me, but there's 2 difficult aspects of the trade. It's very experience dependent. Anybody can fiddle with the controls for a week and run the machine, but to be effective, you have to really understand every aspect of the job laid out ahead of you and the individual steps you have to take. You also end up managing the laborers working around you. There's a lot of responsibility involved when you could crush and kill them without feeling it. Because of this, even if you take training you're probably going to be started out on the ground until you understand what's going on. Ultimately it's a decent career and I'm glad I chose it. I'll make foreman someday. Work for 4 years with an MS in biochem. Have to quit to move home to support my mom. Mom dies, move to West Coast City. Apply to jobs I'm overqualified for. Have good references. Oh and on, you gotta take this personality test. Never get called back. They're just trying to make us into robots. I landed a shitty job as a mid-level manager making shit pay at some shitty startup. My friends with less qualifications get paid better than me. The work market is shit, the world is shit. Now I'm blackpilled. Do 10 years in chair force, white-collar job INB for an honor. Separate, contract on and off for 2 years. Decide I'm done with the desert, want to stay home. Apply for jobs at 30+ different airports all over the country. Most of which require a bachelor's degree in what I did. Only one airport calls me back to progress to the next step. Half of them tell me I'm not qualified because I don't have my college participation trophy. Do a test with the airport that calls me back, do well. Never heard from them again. Decide to fucking get my Marxist indoctrination paperwork from college university. Have a 3.75 GPA because the coursework is so easy. All the while struggling to make ends meet because no one will fucking hire me. I have 6 months left on my degree, and despite getting mostly A's in most of my classes plus my decade of experience, still no one will hire me. Boomers have really fucked up this nation, bros. I do have some good news, though. I know a few folks who went to university for about 3 years, give or take a few months. They said fuck it, applied for jobs and claimed to have the degrees they were already working on and lied about experience. The hiring teams did no background checks on any of it, and they got fucking hired. Dudes are making $40K plus with no experience and no finished degree. If I wasn't so close to finishing mine already, I'd try it out. I hope this gives some hope to some of you guys out there. You don't have much to lose. 2021. Not working for small but successful companies. Problem is that the best companies to work for are the hardest to find. My company is 15 strong, has been in business for 80 years, and has better benefits than most Fortune 500 companies these days. We don't use recruiters or advertise for openings, all references are word of mouth. Best way to find that type of company is to research, find they exist and reach out to them, even if they don't have posted openings. Good companies will hire good people even if they don't have an immediate need. I could make more in salary working for a larger company, but I make more than I need anyway with ample to save and invest. No drug tests, no personality tests, no games, no HR, no bullshit. Just grown men getting stuff done with a couple women to help handle inside support and accounting. Full health insurance paid, company car insurance, maintenance, gas paid, competitive salary, great bonus structure, profit share, good 401k, no micromanaging. Take the small company pill and ons, corporate work conditions will ruin the better parts of your life. They don't want to hire you. It's a buyer's market out there for management versus labor thanks to the 1970s perfect storm of labor castration from the double whammy of an almost overnight doubling of the labor force plus the increasing labor savings from automation. Remember that scene in Saving Private Ryan with an office full of people drafting "We're sorry to inform you little Johnny died in the war" letters? That office doesn't exist anymore because it was replaced by a single laser printer and 2 lines of code. Don't think automation equals factory robots, Word and Excel are automation, barcodes are automation. And for what few jobs remain, it used to be you competing against Bob and John, now you're also competing with those 2 plus Babs and Jean and Sally. Companies love this, salary negotiations are in the basement because you have no room to negotiate. If you don't take the rare job they'll give it to the line of people behind you. It simply cannot be stated enough, the labor market crashed, and it will take a century to right itself. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe.